Hello students, welcome to another video of English language. In the previous video, we understood what passive voice is, and in this video, we shall understand how to change sentences from active voice to passive voice. Come, let's start. Let's begin with a small recap. What is voice? In English grammar, voice refers to the relationship between the subject and the verb. And we have two types of voice, active voice and passive voice. And now we shall understand the components that help us in converting the sentence from active to passive. So first we have to determine who or what performs the action. That is the subject, and what the action is, that is the verb, and then who or what receives the action, that is object. Now let's see an example. Here Jim is performing the action, and what is the action? That is composes, and a song is object. So this is subject, this is verb, and this is object. So let's see the structure of active and passive voice. In active voice, we have subject plus verb plus object. For example, he kicked the ball. And in passive voice, object plus be plus past participle and by is added before the subject, that is the doer. This will change into the ball was kicked by him. Now let's start the rules for changing a sentence from active to passive. So the first step is to identify the subject, verb and object. Next step is to move the object to the subject position. Use the correct form of be verb, and then change the main verb to the past participle form, and then add by before the original subject if required. Now let's perform these steps one by one with an example. So the first step is identify the subject, verb and object. Here the subject is they, and verb is elected, and the object is him. Now we have to move the object to the subject position. That is, they will come here and it will go there. Now choose the correct to be form. Now the verb is elected. So to be form that will be used here is was. That is, was elected. Convert the main verb to the past participle form. Now here it is elected, and the past participle form is also elected. So it will remain the same. Then add by if necessary. So when they comes here, it will automatically get changed to them, and by will be added before it. Now the final transformed sentence will be he was elected the king by them. Now let's practice it with a few more examples. The cat chased the mouse. This is the subject, it will go here. This is the object, it will go here. So the mouse, it will change accordingly. The mouse was chased by the cat. Now let's look at another example. The teacher praised the students. So the students will become the subject. The students were praised by the teacher. The next example, she will complete the project next week. So the object here is the project. So the project will be completed by her next week. Now let's look at another example. The chef cooks delicious meals. So the object is delicious meals and the subject is the chef. So delicious meals is cooked by the chef. Now after understanding the transformation from active to passive, there are a few important tips on passive voice which you all need to know. First thing is, not all sentences have a passive voice. Sentences where we use future continuous tense, where will be doing, this form of verb is used. Then present perfect continuous, where has been doing is used. Then past perfect continuous, where had been doing is used, or future perfect continuous, where we use will have been doing. Now in these sentences, we don't frame passive voice. Let's look at an example. She has been reading a story since 4 p.m. So now, has been reading. It tells that this sentence is in present perfect continuous tense. So it will not have a passive form. And another tip is sentences with two objects. So if a verb has two objects, either can become the subject in passive voice. Let's look at an example. Riya gifted him a book. So him and a book. So first option could be he was gifted a book by Riya, or a book was gifted to him by Riya. Both of them are correct. So now it's the task time. You have to change the following sentences from active form to passive form. I hope transformation is clear. That's all for today. See you in the next video. Till then, happy learning.